Hi, I'm Steve Rogers, and I want to talk to you today about what our church does and what it means to me. When we talk about Christ Church, a lot of times we talk about the big things that the church does, the preschool, what we do in Caritas and what we do with Habitat for Humanity, the stuff that's very visible. But what really connects with me with the church is the stuff that happens below the surface and where people don't see it every day. And I'd like to give a few examples from my life. A couple of years ago, my wife Kathy had appendicitis. It was a sudden, acute thing. And long story short, she was in the hospital a couple hours ahead of surgery, and I looked up, and there was Richard. Richard came in to see us and say a prayer with us and provide us with some reassurance. And that is a ministry step that happened at our church that if I hadn't said that, no one would ever be aware of, but it had a profound impact for Kathy and myself. There was another time when one of our children was going through something that was very serious, a very serious situation, and Kathy and I are 150 miles away, sitting in our car in a parking garage, and the phone rings, and it was Shirley. And she talked to us, and she helped us, and she gave us input and advice and prayed with us. And it meant so much at the time, and it means so much to me today, that I think it's important we understand that these types of things happen every day across our church with our members of our church, and provides ministry and service to everybody who goes to our church. And you might say, okay, so he got a visit, he got a phone call, so he got a little comfort, but it was way beyond that. What we got was hope. Hope that we had people with us, that we had people behind us, and most importantly, that hope that God was there and walking with us through these journeys. And I say those two things because I am a member of our church, I'm an involved person in our church, but I'm also a big consumer of our church. And I think that we, as members, need to remember that and understand that not only are we assisting the church in providing ministry, but we receive a lot of ministry from the church. Another example for me is I attend some of our 12-step groups, and those groups provide things that people very rarely see or understand unless you are the person in the room being assisted, and it's something that our church provides. And I sit here and I thank Shirley and I thank Richard, but what I really should be doing is thanking you, because it is your support and your contributions to the church that allowed that ministry to serve me in those times of need. And I would ask, if you feel this way about our church, if you see this church the way I see it, that maybe that could impact your giving too. And you could maybe pledge a little more, or give a special gift, or do what's necessary to help our church to continue to provide this kind of service and this kind of love to people on a day-to-day basis. Thank you, and I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season.